Welcome to your daily reading. So we have a Seven of Wands. Someone feels as if they are being put in a corner by a lot of different people, or by a group of people, where they're made to defend themselves, or they're made to fight or take action towards the group of people that is trying to put them in a corner. The goal may be to make them fight for their position and then ultimately lose their position through fighting for it. Or to make them, just straight up distract them. To make them not be able to function in their position. Just to, oh, you're in this position and now I want you to fight me. Maybe if I fight you enough, maybe if all of us come together and fight you enough, you won't be able to function in your position and you'll have to lose that position you're in. As an ace of wands. So there's some kind of new action or some kind of new direction someone's taking. The Seven of Wands person could literally be deciding to fight through it, or deciding to take some sort of action to kind of demonstrate their capacity in their position, or demonstrate that no, they aren't going to be perturbed or turned away by Seven of Wands sort of situation, because they're perfectly capable in their position and they're perfectly fine, and they're still going to continue to function the way that they're functioning. They're not going to be moved. This also could be talking about an inspiration. Something about the Seven of Wands could be inspirational to someone. Someone could take it if they are in the position where 7 people are coming at them, or 7 actions, or it could be any number of actual individuals, but 7 is that kind of number. It's like a perpetuity thing, that they could take it well, this many people are coming at me. I must be very, very good at what I do, or I must make an impact, or people must be very, very aware of me. They could take it like an inspiration. They could take it okay, nobody would be coming at me like this if they weren't noticing it. No one would be coming at me like this if they didn't feel personally challenged by this in some way. So it could be like an inspiration. Almost use it like a motivation, to keep moving in that direction. 10 of Pentacles. And I think that's the point, because what this individual is doing, that's getting all these people's panties in a bunch, that's getting all these people up in arms in their direction, taking action towards them, is inspirational and inspires them, and also probably inspires these individuals as well. They might just have envy and just be wanting it to be them instead of this other person. So if this person here in that Seven of Wands keeps taking the direction of the Ace of Wands, especially if it's an inspirational thing, it could kind of go into that 10 of Pentacles, where it's an intergenerational wealth, where family and community supports and cares for each other, and they share finances and funds, and they collaborate, and they combine and invest their wealth to create more. Who wouldn't want to have the opportunity to be in the 10 of Pentacles? And what Seven of Wands individuals who are actually pointing the wands at this individual, who wouldn't want to do that if they think that's what's going to get them there? It's like these people see somebody moving towards something quite good, and they're wanting to take the opportunity to put them in a corner and make them fight. So then they might, like I said, they might lose the opportunity to be in that. And there's a Six of Wands. 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is celebrating a victory. Because that could be where this person's heading. They could be heading, or they could even be there already. In the 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, where they're having all that intergenerational wealth and support from their community or extended family, blood or not, and financial abundance into the future. And then they are celebrating and being celebrated, being seen, being noticed, riding on the victory horse. It's a personal victory they're experiencing. It's something that it is worth defending oneself for. Like, it is worth standing one's ground. And whatever fashion that takes, either engaging with these Seven of Wands people who are pointing their wands at someone, or not engaging. And in every moment it's different. What it calls for is different. But to be inspired to sort of realize why the targeting is happening, why these people are targeting one individual, putting them in a corner, making them defend themselves and fight, distracting them and causing them all kinds of strife, is because they as well see where they're headed, or they as well see where they are, and they want to be there. Maybe they can't be there. Maybe they would just kind of like to trip somebody up on the way. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So I think that somebody's experiencing some sort of success is causing certain people to feel as if they're losing their money. Like, they could be looking at someone and thinking they could have felt entitled to whatever rewards this Seven of Wands person that's being put in the corner was going to get. They could have been feeling like they were entitled to get some, or entitled to have the spillover, or entitled to sort of nudge them out of the way and get some for themselves. And when they're seeing this person embracing their victory, and seeing this person embracing that Ten of Pentacles connections that they were going to have, or that they have, they feel as if somebody was stealing from them. They start feeling like somebody took money from them, or they lost the opportunity to make money, or they were going to get some money and they didn't. Like, they felt entitled to it. They felt like it was going to come. Like, they're putting someone in a corner so they can have that Ace of Wands, Ten of Pentacles for themselves. Someone's in the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Like, this is their victory. They feel as if someone, like, stole from them almost. They feel like someone, like, took their money that they were going to get. Like, they already thought it was theirs. And the Devil's in reverse. Something about a lack of a feeling of being bound to something, or not having that sort of entrapped sensation. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is that person who's being put in a corner in the Seven of Wands, who's not being bound up and entrapped and manipulated and abused and harassed and stolen from. Because I think that, in order to sort of take the correct stance in this situation, a person would have to be aware of why they're being targeted and who's targeting them for what reason. And the reason is most likely financial. Most likely envy out of that Ten of Pentacles that they perceive this person's experiencing, and that they see them experiencing. They see they're celebrating it, having it, living in that life way. And they feel, like I said, as if someone stole from them or stole an opportunity from them. But this Seven of Wands person, because they're like trying to entrap them on this card, like it looks like it. Like they're trying to put them in a corner. They're not actually being put in a corner. They're not actually trapped. They're not actually bound. They're not actually feeling somehow obliged to share their wealth with people who were trying to make them not have it. Because, like, they know that these people were trying to make them not have it. And they know why they were trying to make them not have it. And they know what they wanted for themselves. I don't know if they were willing to do the work or not. From what it seems like, I don't think so. I think they just thought they could take it. Or prevent someone else from getting it. So then, whatever binding and whatever abuse and whatever harassment and manipulation is getting cast towards this person who's being put in a corner, it's not actually having a long-lasting effect on them. I hear it like, which is good because they don't really deserve it. No, it seems like they're in their own lane, and certain other people decide to get in their way. Five of Wands in reverse. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. This is not an actual fight. This is not an actual anything. This is only just posturing. I'm thinking that Seven of Wands person who is being kind of put in a corner knows that these Seven of Wands individuals who are putting them in a corner, who are the ones who are doing that, aren't actually really doing anything but posturing. Like they're making a lot of noise and having this big bravado and going around doing all kinds of weird nonsense, but they're not actually holding a candle to this person's abilities. And they can't actually compete in the arena in which they're in. They could come off. How do you say that? It's like they're still gonna act nasty. They're gonna act nasty. Straight up, they're just gonna act nasty. And they're gonna do rude stuff and weird stuff and stuff to get attention and all nonsense like that. But it doesn't actually be anything other than almost like a bit of a hissy fit. Like, I didn't get what I wanted, so I'm upset and I'm gonna stomp around and like glare at you and stuff like that. Like weird stuff like that. It's a lot of faking a person out or trying to fake a person out, like trying to manipulate a person to believing something. But what the truth is they're already in that. They're already in that Ten of Pentacles. They're already living the Six of Wands. They're already in that. And these people are already feeling as if they lost something. Because I think what I can't get my mind around is that these people felt really actually straight up entitled to whatever this person was going to get. And they actually feel like betrayed by them. They feel like betrayed that they dare have anything. And they won't share with them. Because why would you give to those people? Why would you give to the people that were trying to make you not have the thing you have? Why would you wouldn't? Of course. I mean, nobody generally would do that. And then the last two cards that I pulled here shows that it's not actually an entrapment. They're not. This person who they're being put in a corner by posturing and doing weird stuff to them, they're not actually trapped in any way, for real. And the Five of Wands in reverse is that these people aren't actually really able to compete with this person. They aren't actually really able to show anything to this person that should actually be impressive or actually do any damage. And they may continue to act in a way that is immature and attention seeking, but it actually has no real impact. Five of Pentacles, exactly, and this is what they're doing to themselves. They're doing this to themselves. These people who are trying to put somebody in a corner because they felt entitled to someone's Ten of Pentacles and Six of Wands can't entrap somebody and can't hold a candle to them and only can really just do aggressive nonsense towards them. They are making themselves experience the Five of Pentacles. They are putting themselves in a very, very bad position out of entitlement and ignorance and aggression. Just all of the it's like they're not using their mind. There's no swords out here, so nobody's thinking. These people aren't thinking with their minds, right? They're thinking with their desires. They're thinking with their passion. They're thinking with their oh God, what do you call that? Their libido or something. They're thinking with the animalistic drive to consume. That's what they're thinking about. They're thinking from that place, and they're not actually aware or actually care that that's where they're coming from. So it generally won't work because there's no thoughts behind it. There's no actual plan behind it. It's only ever just rushing someone and trying to manipulate them into stop having to have, like, to not have what they want to have. Like, wow. Anyway, they're really messing themselves up here. Yeah, and then these people put themselves in a bad position. They keep putting themselves in poverty, putting themselves in a position where they experience a sensation of poverty and loss and being being separated from the wealth. Like they're at the complete different end of the spectrum as a Ten of Pentacles. They're on the very end. They're on the opposite end. Like they're completely cut off from it. And whether or not this person who was being put in a corner in the Seven of Wands really wanted to do that, They are in the position of the King of Wands, meaning they're in a position of power.